Howdy folks, my name is Richie, aka Bog Otter, back with another Hearthstone Blackrock Adventure video. Today we're going to be taking on the Dark Iron Arena on Heroic mode, using a budget deck. That means no legendaries and no epic cards, so it should be pretty inexpensive to craft. And the challenging thing about this fight is every single turn he's going to put out a legendary creature. His entire deck is legendaries, and he's going to start the game with 4 mana crystals. So he's going to be way ahead of you on the mana curve and putting out really big, powerful things right away, and it's kind of hard to catch up. The other thing he's going to do is every single turn he's going to summon a 1/1 taunt creature. It's 0 mana for this thing, and these things are kind of annoying, but they're going to play into some of the strategies that I'll show you. Alright, so we're going to head over to the deck. I decided to make a Mage Deck, and again, there are no legendaries or epics in this deck. And we're going to start off with 2 arcane missiles. This is just basically to help out the early game especially, but also for a chance to take out those 1/1 taunt creatures when we really need to attack something else. Mana Worms, I found that actually they can prove quite useful, especially he's going to play King Mukla quite often. Those bananas on your Mana Worm are really, really powerful. So I put those in the deck. I got 2 Flame Cannons to try to deal with some early removal, 2 Frostbolts can act as a freeze or removal. Annoyotrons, basically just speed bumps to try to get you into the later game. Snow Chuggers, similar type thing. They can freeze enemies. Alright, now Mirror Entity is one of the big cards in this deck. You put out this secret, and he doesn't play around it. He's still going to put out a powerful thing every single turn, and you'll see that this is quite a necessary card in here to try to get to basically keep up with your opponent. One of the things the opponent can do is put out Millhouse Mana Storm, which makes your spells cost 0. Mirror Entity is very handy in that situation. You can just put it out there, and the next thing he summons, you're going to get. Mind Control Tech is another essential card for this deck. He will very often have 4 or more creatures on the board, and being able to steal one of them and maybe stealing one of the big powerful legendaries is very advantageous. So that's where the 1/1 taunts come into play. They actually, take up a spot on his side of the board and allows the Mind Control Tech to be effective. Spider Tank is just an effective creature for 3 mana. It's just got a decent sized body. Cone of Cold is going to help freeze and stall the opponent, which you're going to need. Fireballs, removal. Polymorph is really, really key in this deck as well. There's some things like Sneed's Old Shredder that you just don't want him to have. I also found this is powerful against a lot of the dragons that he'll summon late in the game. Anything that's really big, basically. Sludge Belcher is another stall tactic to keep you alive. Blizzard, another AoE freeze to keep you alive. And then Flame Strike is board removal. Let's jump into the games and see how this goes. Okay, here we go on the first game. Like I said, this might take you a couple of tries to actually complete, but it is certainly possible using this deck. The cards you're looking for in your opening hand are stuff like the Mana Worm or Arcane Missiles, but really ideally you want a Mind Control Tech in your hand because that's going to really help the early game. I don't get it here, but we do have a couple cards we can play to help out with the early game. Just going to drop the Mana Worm and pass the turn, and we'll see what kind of legendary he starts off with 4 mana here on his turn. Alright, we're going to have a King Mukla out here. Now, this is why it's so hard. I'm going to have 2 mana next turn. I already have to deal with a 5/5. Fortunately, he gave me bananas. Like I said earlier, they actually pair really well with the Mana Worm. And he's also going to bring out Lore Walker Cho, which is interesting. It changes the game up a little bit because we're going to be giving each other spells. So every time I cast a spell like the bananas or the arcane missiles, he's going to get a copy of it, and if he casts it back at me, the same thing happens. So I decide to start off here using the bananas to quickly pump up my Mana Worm here so that he can actually deal with King Mukla. He quickly gets up to 5 attack power, so if King Mukla decides to smash into the Mana Worm, well, there we go. We got protection here. So on his turn, let's see what he's going to pull. He's going to actually use his bananas right back. Now, this actually puts King Mukla out of the range of my Mana Worm, but he's using up 2 of his mana. He could be using a 5 casting cost legendary this turn, but he doesn't actually do that. So instead, he just can use Tinkmaster Overspark, and you're going to see here he chooses an interesting target for this. He's going to go after King Mukla, and he does get the 5/5, but that is worse than what it was before. So a little bit of an AI snafu there, and it worked out favorably to me. So here I'm thinking at this point, oh, I'm going to run away with the Mana Worm here. The Mana Worm's just going to be kind of, he's going to get out of control. I've got all these spells I can cast, and the Lorewalker Cho is going to be trading these spells back and forth. So I can get like a really huge Mana Worm out of this if we keep sharing our bananas. So we get up to a pretty decent sized creature here. I'm feeling pretty good at this point, even though he's got, you know, board control. But we're going to see what he's going to do here. He's going to use bananas to pump up his creatures yet again, and I'm going to get the bananas back. Again, this is taking mana away from him, so he's not casting big legendaries. He seems to prioritize casting spells over some of the legendaries. So you can see he's casting all my spells right back at me. That seems to be his priority, and I think that's slowing down the size of the creatures that he's casting. So Lorewalker Cho is working against him. He does get lucky and get 2 shots of the Arcane Missiles on me, so he uses Tinkmaster Overspark to take out my huge Mana Worm, and now I'm kind of, you know, now I'm not feeling as good. Let's see who the Flame Cannon gets rid of. He's going to get a copy of Flame Cannon, and it actually takes out Lorewalker Cho, so we're no longer sharing spells, and I don't really have a great answer for the 7/7, so we'll just put out a speed bump. And he's going to summon Toshli here, another pretty big creature that's going to give him spare parts. The good news about the Annoyatron is when the big Devilsaur hits my Annoyatron, he actually is in Fireball killing range now. And we're going to see what we have to do here. Alright, so we can actually Fireball and get rid of the big Devilsaur, which I think we just need to do. And we've got 1 mana left over, so might as well keep our Annoyatron alive to fight another day. We'll take out this 1/1 and still be alive. Okay, so he's going to bring out Gruul now. Really big creature. Very difficult to deal with. This is why I'm playing Mage. We need a couple polymorphs for these creatures that otherwise it's just like, what do we do against that? Obviously, there's not really an option besides polymorph here, and I luckily draw another polymorph. So let's take out Gruul, and we'll ping the 1/1 with Taunt, because that one is more threatening than the sheep. Okay, and now he's going to bring out Onyxia. So you can see how this gets out of control really quickly. It's just very difficult turn after turn dealing with these mega threats. Now I've got nothing on my board and a huge board over there. Yeah, I'm still not confident. I've done 2 points of damage. He starts with 30 life and 15 armor. Fortunately, we do have Blizzard. It's going to get rid of all those little creatures and at least buy us some time here. I'm going to throw an Arcane Missile out just for the heck of it, trying to lower the health of these minions. And then he plays Deathwing. Alright, I mentioned this earlier, but yes, one of the legendaries he can get is Deathwing. He doesn't care when he plays it. And, yeah, he's going to play it right now. It's going to get rid of all of his cards and all of the other creatures on the board, which I had none of. And fortunately for me, I've got this little old polymorph in my hand. So always try to save a polymorph for turn 10 in case he pulls Deathwing. Because if you can deal with this, like I do right here, turn it into a sheep, then you're in pretty good shape. I think it's very important to get out a Mirror Entity here, so whatever he casts, whatever he draws next turn or casts next turn, I get a copy of it. And you can see I'm going to get Illidan Storm Rage, apparently, is coming out. And I'm going to have a copy of that. It might have been interesting if I wasn't able to copy that. And he's going to hit my guy twice and weaken him a little bit. And he's going to perform the little switcheroo, which is going to give him a 2/1 creature and make mine a lot less potent, a 3/7. Alright, we're still not completely out of the woods here. Alright, a Blizzard here is going to give me a 2/1 on my side and take out his little weenie creatures and freeze his Illidan. And we might as well pump up my Illidan with a banana. Get him out of the range of being killed by his Illidan. Summon another 2/1 creature. We'll ping here, so we can take. My thought here is take out Illidan with a 2/1 next turn. Okay, he's bringing out Fugin. We still haven't done much damage to him. He's at 39 at this point. All right, we pull a Mind Control tech. Let's see what we get here. This could actually be very, very good for us. Nope, no good. We got the 1/1 taunt. I should have actually attacked here first and taken out Illidan so that when I summoned the Sludge Belcher, it summoned another one of the 2/1s, but I misplayed that a little bit. I'm going to go to the face here with Illidan and with the 2/1 and then ping off that other 2/1 creature. Alright, we're starting to do a little bit of damage. He's almost at 30. Now this is a really good draw. I got Nat Pagle. This could have been a huge threat, but instead we get something that I really don't have to worry about too much. Nat Pagle, he's easily removed with a Flame Strike if I decide to go that route. And this is where I feel pretty comfortable. I got 2 Flame Strikes in my hand. Might as well use one. We can finish off Fugin with a 2/1. And then just go all phase. Now I have complete board control and I'm able to do some serious damage. And I have another Flame Strike in the pocket, depending on what he gets here. Alright, Sneed's Old Shredder, a very powerful card. But it's going to be too little, too late for him, pretty much. Alright, we pull a Cone of Cold. Perfect timing for this. Let's freeze Sneed's Old Shredder so you can't do much with it. Take out the 1/1. And then we're just going to go face. So we've kept control of this board ever since Deathwing, pretty much, and secured the win. So next turn, unless he bails out some big taunt. I actually got nervous with the Flame Leviathan. I'm like, oh my god, if that wipes my side, then I'm not going to be able to finish this. But fortunately, I still had creatures standing, and the 1/1 taunt is not going to be enough. We're just going to ping that and then go to face. I throw out this. I kind of wanted to see what this Sneed's Old Shredder was going to pull for him. Might have been silly because he could have put out a taunt creature. But anyway, I get the win there. And just to prove that it's not a fluke, let's do a second game where it doesn't rely on Deathwing, because that kind of was the turning point for us. This time there's going to be no Deathwing antics. Starting hand again. We're looking for we're looking for the Mind Control tech. Mana Worm I'll keep. The other two too expensive. Throw them away. What do we get? What are you giving us? All right, not the greatest hand, that's for sure. All right, first turn, Mana Worm again. Maybe we'll have some more banana slinging action. Maybe, possibly. Then again, maybe not. Okay, so we're going to get Millhouse Mana Storm, which makes all of my spells free. In this particular situation, with just the Cone of Cold and the Flame Strike, it's not great. It's not the best start. It would be great if I had like Mirror Entity in my hand or something like that. He also brings out Lorewalker Cho. Now, I think I misplay here in the beginning. You can see I second-guessed myself a little bit. I probably should have just played Flame Strike and gotten rid of everything. My first instinct was maybe I want to keep Lorewalker Cho around again and exchange some more spells and pump up my Mana Worm. So I opt here to use Cone of Cold to keep him alive, but I don't think that was the right play. I should have just gotten rid of everything, because now I'm gonna have to deal with a Millhouse Mana Storm next turn, and he's gonna be 4/3 again. I should have just taken the opportunity to get the free Flame Strike right away, get rid of all of his stuff. All right, now he brings out Hogger, and he brings out a 1/1 taunt, and he gets the 2/2 taunt from Hogger, and this is where a Mind Control tech is gonna come in here. So, you know, my misplay the previous turn actually turns this game around a little bit, because I get Hogger. There's a little bit of luck going there. You can see last time my Mind Control tech totally didn't work for me. This time he pulls Hogger, which is going to give me a 2/2 taunt every turn, which gives me a little bit of a leeway here. He's going to bring out Blood Mage Thanos, the skeleton in a dress. And you can see he has got no removal spells of his own. There's no spells that he has, but he stole the Cone of Cold from me with Lorewalker Cho, and he misplays it and actually, you know, doesn't actually hit some of my creatures with it. Alright, my Hogger's still alive. I'm going to really try to keep him alive so he can produce a taunt for me every turn. Nothing too threatening on his board. I can finally get rid of Millhouse with a ping. And I don't really have another play, because I don't want to use the Frostbolt on one of these 1/1s. So I'm just going to take out one of the taunts and then pass the turn. And we're going to get another 2/2 taunt there. Again, he can't get through the taunts to do anything to my other characters. He doesn't have any removal spells left. He didn't steal anything else from me. Alright, so he's going to bring out a really big creature at this point. The Beast. He's got fangs, major sharp ones, killer claws. Sorry. And he can't even get rid of the 2/2 taunters. So that's really good. We're going to start building up null taunters. It's kind of like we have our own hero power just like his, but ours are better. So I really want to get the mirror entity out, so whatever comes next, I'm going to be able to copy, because he's going to have 8 mana this turn. I can freeze the Beast so I don't have to completely deal with him this turn. We'll take out the 1/1. Keep my other creatures alive and start going to work on the face. Get out another 2/2 taunt. And he brings out Sneed's Old Shredder, which is a great card for me to copy. That really is powerful, and when he deals with my Shredder, I will get another legendary in play. And that's just really ideal at this point. I'm feeling pretty comfortable. Got 2 Flame Strikes, 2 Polymorphs. We're going to use one of the Polymorphs here to take out Sneed's Old Shredder, because we don't want him summoning another random legendary. That would be bad. And here we can ping away the 1/1. And I feel pretty comfortable using my taunt creatures here to actually take out the Beast pretty efficiently. That's going to give me a 3/3 creature on my side when the Beast dies. I thought about going face here, but I figure I want to take out all of the creatures if I can. And we get to do a little bit more damage. He's almost at 30 life. Let's see what he pulls this turn. Now, Alexstrasza made me a little nervous, because here I was sitting pretty at 30 life, and now suddenly I'm going to be down to half of that. Made me a little bit nervous, but again, we've got board control. We've got some answers in our hand. And I got another mirror entity, and conveniently 7 mana to play both a polymorph and mirror entity this turn. So whatever he's going to pull next turn, we're going to get a copy of that, which makes me feel a little bit better. And let's take out Alexstrasza, because that's just a little too big. Again, I want to clean up these little guys. I don't want anything hanging out here. And we're going to be able to do some pretty decent damage to the face this turn and whittle him down to 21. Alright, so whatever he gets here, I'm thinking maybe he's going to use Deathwing here, and then I would be able to get a copy of it. But he didn't pull Deathwing. That could have changed things a little bit. But we did get Sylvanas, another 5/5 creature. He brings out Nat Pagal, again, not too threatening. And we're looking pretty good here. Brings out the 1 little taunt, and that's not really going to be enough. We have enough for lethal on the board right now. So all we need to do is ping this and attack face, and we get it. So this deck definitely can win. I think I played 4 matches and won 2 out of the 4 with this. I'm not saying that that's the ratio that you're going to get, but it's certainly feasible if you keep trying. There's some randomness to it as well. If you found this video helpful, please let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel so you can be notified when I release future videos. I hope everybody has a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Take care.